While DXY had a bounce from this daily level, NFP positive data release has given a fuel on DXY, signaling potential change of trend in this market. With that being said, as holiday season is over, we could see overwhelming amount of volume in the market with the upcoming week. So let's see what kind of trading opportunity we are expecting in this upcoming week after NFP positive data release on DXY. I will be looking at one by one all of them, how we will be trading this week. Guys and girls, if you are ready for it, then make sure you smash the like button and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't done yet. Without further delay, let's get started. Okay guys and girls, so let's begin with first of all DXY, as DXY is giving us clear direction of most of the USD pairs as well as gold, starting with first of all monthly time frame to see overall direction in the market, as monthly, weekly, higher time frame will give us a clear direction, removing all the noise from the lower time frame, and then we'll jump onto the lower time frame to see how we can find trading opportunity, starting with the monthly time frame to see. Now previous 2 months DXY had a huge drop to this monthly support. Now this is a key level as you can see, and back to back after 2 months of drop to this key level, these months we have seen that initially DXY has gone back up in the first week with NFP. Now it is coming down for a pullback, and as you can see, this is also a very important level of support. There is a big bullish move to the upside here, and the price has dropped back to that level immediately. And what I think that the price highly likely, we could see that as the price has formed a long week candle, we might see now this week initially coming down for a pullback and then going back up to create a new higher high. So looking at the weekly chart to see how the price is doing. Now from the weekly, we can see that DXY, there was a big bullish move here from the weekly. The price has dropped down to that level again in this support level here, in the past support here from a long week candle. Now with that support, now this week we saw that the price has initially gone up and then we see a pullback. We can expect for the price to drop further for a deeper pullback and then continuation to the upside to create a new higher high. Now looking at the daily chart, where we can see that from the daily, this is the key level. As you can see in the past, there was multiple liquidity grab in that level and created this huge bullish move. The price has dropped to that same level. This is the support here, support here, support here, and from that support we saw that previous week before the monthly close there was a bounce, and with that bounce with NFP we saw that the market has formed a textbook inverted head and shoulder with multiple liquidity grab, and that inverted head and shoulder has formed in this overextended market, which is the monthly support, signaling potential change of trend. Though head and shoulder is not enough to consider a change of trend, to do that we will be looking at the lower time frame to see how the price is evolving. Now as you can see, this is the 4-hour time frame. What we are expecting on DXY to drop again to this support, either to this key level or above this level. If we see that DXY has made enough price action confirmation, especially this is a smart money area, as you can see there is a huge buying happen here, and from that smart money zone, if we see that DXY has managed to bounce back up with a price action confirmation, we will look for going long, and according to DXY we will be looking for other instrument trading opportunity. And now I will be looking at starting with AUDUSD. Now starting with first of all higher time frame, again looking at the monthly chart to see overall picture. in the market. Now from the monthly, we can see that AUDUSD in this downtrending market was creating series of lower high, followed by back-to-back 2 months of strong upside bias, which is completely against the trend, and we see the price approach that key level on the monthly, and with that key level the price just this month we saw that initial pullback and then started to drop. Now as it is a long-term bearish market, as we are expecting DXY to be bullish, we can expect AUDUSD to continue to drop. Now looking at the weekly chart on AUDUSD, we can see that from the weekly perspective here, this is the impulse followed by this correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, and we can expect another impulse or further correction to the downside, as the price, you can see, tested this resistance here, and we can expect for this price to drop further to create a new lower low. Now if we look at the daily chart, what do you see that from the daily time frame, this is locally bull market on the daily. As you can see, there is a big impulse correction. The price was creating series of higher high and higher low. Last day of trading week we saw a doji. Now this doji still maintaining series of lower high on AUDUSD, and what I think that the price with the market open, we could see that respect of this resistance, and from that level we can expect AUDUSD to, after an initial pullback, to drop further. And what I think that in this move we can expect AUDUSD to come back down to this daily support level, as from this level there has been significant movement to the upside. Now if we look at further lower time frame to see how the price is evolving, as we are expecting AUDUSD to remain bearish, what I think that we might see initial pullback to retest this resistance, and as you can see this level already we saw a long wick candle has been created in that level, and from that zone what we can expect AUDUSD to drop back to this support level, and this week we might see that AUDUSD remaining bearish to this level. As soon as you will find suitable entry on AUDUSD, you look for going short with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at NZDUSD. Like the AUDUSD, we can see that NZDUSD has formed almost same kind of price action, and for our perspective NZDUSD, this is the support level here, and this is also an important level of resistance where there is a key level, and NZDUSD, like the AUDUSD, will be waiting for a retest or a series of lower high creation in that area for this potential bearish move. As soon as you will find, you will look for going short on NZDUSD. Let's look at GBPUSD. Let's see what kind of opportunity currently we have. Now looking at the monthly chart on GBPUSD, we can see that from the monthly perspective there is a monthly strong bullish candle followed by a narrower candle. Now this is the monthly candle, and what I think that after this candle we can expect GBPUSD now come down for a deeper pullback, and highly likely we could see that the price will try to grab liquidity from this monthly support level, and from that zone we can expect GBPUSD to have a bounce to the upside. Now looking at the weekly perspective on GBPUSD, we can see that from the weekly time frame the price has formed a long wick candle after back-to-back quite a few weeks of long wick candle. We saw this week had an initial drop and the price has formed this long wick doji. What I think that as the price had an initial retest in this zone, there is a high liquidity as well. As the price moves from liquidity to liquidity, we can expect now after this liquidity grab the price to come down for a deeper pullback, and I think that from the weekly this week we can expect GBPUSD to break this low before bouncing back up with the monthly movement. Now looking at the daily chart, we see that from the daily perspective this is a daily bullish momentum here, and with the daily bullish momentum the price today, we saw the last day of trading week there was a long wick candle that has liquidity both sides on the resistance as well as in the support, and it formed a head and shoulder in that area. That head and shoulder will try to break to the downside, and what I think that with the market open we could see that the bears trying to break this low. As you can see in this level there is a high liquidity, and from that liquidity zone, as soon as we see the price has dropped below that level, we can expect for the price to give us potential bullish trading opportunity. Now from the intraday perspective on GBPUSD, we can see that there is a head and shoulder formation in that area. Now with that head and shoulder formation on GBPUSD, we'll be looking for potential selling opportunity. As soon as we see that GBPUSD has given a suitable entry, we'll look for going short with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at euro dollar. Let's see what kind of price action we have looking at monthly chart on euro dollar. Now from the monthly we can see that there is a doji bullish candle followed by a long bullish candle. Now this month we saw that once the market opened without deeper pullback, the price had a drop in that area. Now what we can expect on euro dollar for the price to drop further, and I think that the price may drop to this support level or even break the low before bouncing to the upside again. Now looking at the weekly perspective on euro dollar, what we can expect on euro dollar from the weekly, as you can see there is a bullish price action here, and the price started to drop down for a pullback. What we can expect this week after a little pullback, the price to drop down further, and I think that it's gonna come down to test this support level here as there is a high liquidity in that area. Now looking at the daily chart on euro dollar, now from the daily perspective we see there is a head and shoulder formation like the inverted head and shoulder on DXY, which is mirroring on euro dollar with a head and shoulder, and this is a very important key level, and we see that in this key level there is a head and shoulder. And what we can expect with the market open for the price to retest and then to drop further, and I think that euro dollar this week remaining bearish to this support level before bouncing back to the upside. Now looking at the intraday perspective on euro dollar, we can see that there is a long wick candle and there is a 20 EMA here, and with that long wick candle and 20 EMA, what we can expect on euro dollar for the price to retest this level and then to give us suitable entry. As soon as we will find suitable entry on euro dollar for this potential bearish move to the downside, we will look for going short with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at GBPJPY. We'll be looking at dollar yen as well as we will be then looking at gold. So guys, make sure that you stick till the end of this weekly forex forecast and give a big thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Now looking at monthly time frame on GJ, we can see that from the monthly, after previous monthly, a very strong bearish move completely against the trend to this key level. This month, as expected, GJ started to bounce back to the resistance level, and it's a long-term bull market. If you look at the monthly, you can see that it is a long-term bullish market creating series of higher low, and with that long-term bull market on GBPJPY, what we can expect for the price to go back up to this level again. Even it could create a new higher high. It might be starting of a bigger move to the upside, as this monthly drop was completely against the trend to this support level. Now looking at the weekly chart on GBPJPY, what we can expect in this instrument, there is a big drop on the weekly followed by a weekly bullish move to this key level here in that level. Now what we can expect on GJ for the price to, as the price tested this level, we might see initial pullback, and this is a smart money zone here. This is the neckline of this pattern here, and what we can expect GJ initially to come down for a pullback and then to remain bullish for this long-term movement to the upside. Now if we look at the daily chart on GJ, we can see that from the daily there is a big bullish move on this instrument from the daily perspective, and with that movement, this is a key level also, and we have seen a big rise to the upside. We can expect a pullback with a new opening. And what I think that with that pullback, we could see that the price is testing this resistance here as a support, and from this zone we can expect a bounce back up on GBPJPY. Now looking at the intraday perspective from 4 hour, we can see that in this time frame the price is showing very strong bullish momentum, and with that bull move here we can see the price coming down for a pullback, and this is a very important level. As you can see, the price was maintaining that series of higher low. We can expect a break of structure in that area with the market open, and then continuation to the upside to create a new higher high. Now looking at the 1 hour chart on GJ, we can see that in this local time frame the price is maintaining bullish market structure, and potential break to the downside is very high. And as soon as we see that GBPJPY has broken down to this key level, and then we can expect to go long with a high probability trade setup after a price action confirmation. Now let's look at dollar yen. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have in this instrument, starting with the monthly chart on dollar yen. Now from the monthly, like GBPJPY, dollar yen also a long-term bullish market. Now we see that with this big impulse on the monthly on dollar yen, followed by this 2 monthly drop, is a very sharp breakdown completely against the trend and has broken this key level, and we can expect now dollar yen to remain bullish as it is a long-term bull market. Now looking at the weekly chart, we can see that from the weekly perspective as well, from this support has made a bullish move, and we saw a drop to this key level, to this support level, followed by a bullish price action here on dollar yen. And with that bullish move, what we can expect in this instrument for this price to come down for a deeper pullback and then continuation to the upside. Now looking at daily chart on dollar yen, we can see that from the daily this is a big move to the upside, followed by this is the daily doji, and what we can expect for dollar yen to come down for a deeper pullback. This is the previous resistance, which is turning support here. From this level we can expect for the price to bounce back up from this zone. Now looking at the intraday perspective on dollar yen, we can see that this is a bullish structure here, and this is an impulse correction. The price is forming series of higher high and higher low. What we can expect on dollar yen to drop to this key level or break this low, as there is a liquidity in that area, and as soon as we will find suitable entry on dollar yen, we will look for going long with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at gold. Now let's see how gold is doing. As you can see, past week gold was extremely volatile, and I will be first of all looking at the monthly chart on gold. We can see that from the monthly time frame there is a big monthly bullish candle followed by another narrower candle. Now previous months gold has formed a candle that has liquidity from the top, as this candle holds the all-time high. What I think that this month to break that, to fill that long week from the monthly, we can expect gold to break this monthly low to gather further liquidity from this level. Now looking at the weekly chart on gold, we can see that gold this week had a narrower long week candle. Now if we look at the overall picture from the weekly, we can see that this is a bullish market, a big impulse correction, and we saw that in the third impulse gold couldn't create a very stronger movement to the upside. As a result, we could see that the price is coming down to gather further liquidity for this potential movement to the upside for this trend continuation. So we can expect in the upcoming week gold to remain bearish. Now looking at the daily chart on gold, we can see that from the daily time frame there is a long week doji here on the daily, and if you look at this structure from the daily, it is a bullish market structure. There is an impulse correction, and we see that the price is maintaining series of higher low, but at the same time we see a head and shoulder formation, and we see the price is gathering liquidity from this resistance, there is a long wick doji or a pin bar that has a high liquidity, and also you see that the price also formed a long wick candle in that area. Now with that long wick candle, what we can expect for gold to drop further to this support level and then to bounce back up. Now if we look at the intraday perspective to see how the price is doing, we can see that from the intraday time frame, gold has formed this long wick candle on both sides, and what we see that in that area, this after this long wick candle, this is the NFP candle, the price gathered liquidity from both sides. What I think that with the market opening, we could see a pullback to the upside and then continuation to the downside to this long-term support level that we are expecting. Now looking at 1 hour chart to see how the price is evolving. Now as you can see, in that area there was a sideways movement and manipulation, strong manipulation. Now with that manipulation, what we can expect now on gold for the price to go up to fill some of this imbalance and then to drop down to this direction, as we see that the price showing potential momentum to the downside. And we could see a very lower time frame price action confirmation on the 15 minutes chart. As you can see in this time frame, there is quite a few long wick candles here, and what we can expect with the market open for the price to break any of this structure. As soon as we find suitable entry along the zone on gold for this potential bearish move, we will look for going short with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at some other instruments such as AUDNZD. How we can find trading opportunity looking at the monthly chart on AUDNZD. Now from the monthly, we can see that AUDNZD previous month's very narrow candle. This month the price initially has broken this resistance level and we have seen that immediate rejection. Now as this has been rejected, we could see that further downside on AUDNZD. Now looking at the weekly time frame, now if you look at this weekly candle, which is in fact a very strong liquidity candle. Now if you look at this resistance line here, we see that in that resistance the price has broken this high and the price gathered that liquidity, and with that liquidity gathering, the price, we can expect for the price to drop further to create a new lower low. Now looking at the daily chart on AUDNZD, we can see that from the daily time frame the price has broken this daily candle. As you can see, it's a complete opposite direction of the trend, and this daily candle is a liquidity candle, and any kind of, as you can see, after that the price had a big rejection to the downside on AUDNZD, and I will be waiting for a pullback to the upside and then continuation to the downside on AUDNZD. Now from the intraday perspective on AUDNZD, we can see that the price is forming series of lower high in that area, and with that series of lower high formation, what we can expect on AUDNZD for the price to go ahead and retest this level and then to continue to drop to the downside. So as soon as we will find suitable entry on AUDNZD, you look for going short with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at indices. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity we have in this instrument, and also we'll be looking at WTI as well. Now starting with US30, looking at the monthly chart on US30. Now from the monthly, we can see that US30 had a big bounce to the upside. This is the monthly impulse, and with this monthly impulse on US30, this is the resistance level, and we saw that the price already has broken that resistance, and with that break of this resistance, what we can expect on US30 for the price to retest and then to continue to the upside, as it is a long-term bull market. Now looking at the weekly chart on US30, we can see that from the weekly time frame, this is a very strong impulse followed by narrow doji, and we see that another impulse followed by also narrower candle. What we can expect on US30, as the price already got rejected from this liquidity zone, we can expect now a bit more upside bias as it is a long-term bull market. Now looking at daily chart on US30, we can see that from the daily time frame, this is a daily uptrending market structure, and with that daily uptrending market structure, what we see that the price is maintaining typical bullish market structure, leaving a key level here again, and this key level is quite significant. We will be waiting for the price to break that low and then to give us an entry opportunity. Now as you can see, locally it is coming down. We can expect for the price to drop a little further downside, and as soon as you will find suitable entry on US30, you look for going long with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at NASDAQ, looking at monthly chart. Now from the monthly time frame on NASDAQ, like the US30, we see that this market also a bull market. Now starting with this impulse on NASDAQ followed by this correction, and we see that the market has formed another impulsive move to the upside. Now if we look at the weekly time frame, we can see that this is the weekly move. This week there was a initial drop, and I think that it's a pullback. We can expect after a little drop to continue to rise again towards its long-term uptrending direction. Now if we look at the daily chart on NASDAQ, we can see that from the daily time frame, this is the daily move followed by a narrow correction, another move followed by a pullback. Now as you can see in this area on NASDAQ, this is a support level. There is a doji here, a drop to this support level, and in this level what we see that the price has, this is the previous resistance level, turning support here, and from that support what we can expect on NASDAQ to drop to create a new lower low and then to bounce back up again. Now from the intraday perspective on NASDAQ, what we can expect for the price to drop down, breaking the low, and then to bounce back up to create a new higher high. So this is where I will be waiting for this price to drop and then to give us suitable entry opportunity. As soon as we will find suitable entry, we look for going long with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at WTI, looking at monthly chart to see overall picture in the market. Now from the monthly, we can see that WTI, this is a monthly impulse followed by we have seen an immediate drop to this support level, and with the drop, what I think the WTI might try to break that low before bouncing back up, as it is currently in a downtrending market structure. Now if we look at the weekly, where we can see that from the weekly there was a previous week a big drop followed by, after breaking this low this week, we see that the market has bounced back up. Now with that bounce, what I think that this week the price might retest this level, and then we can expect it to continue to drop, and it might remain the couple of weeks in this range before the monthly close to the downside. Now looking at the daily chart on WTI, we can see there is a big drop followed by a pullback, and the market is in a sideways movement in that area. And what we can expect on WTI is for the price to in this level to give us suitable downside momentum. Now from the intraday perspective on WTI, we can see that this is the level where this is the trend line on WTI, and what we can expect for this price to retest this level and then to give us suitable selling opportunity. Now if we look at in that area, we can see that as soon as we see the price has given us suitable entry after retest, we'll look for going short on WTI with a high probability trade setup. Now these are the instruments we will be looking to trade, along with many other instruments that we will be looking from swing trading perspective as well. Guys, I will keep you updated during the week, anytime, any trade giving us trading opportunity. I will be also sharing in the group. If you want to trade with us and also learn the strategy that I am trading, you can find a link in the description area. You can visit the website, join us to become a part of this trading community. Thank you, and I'll see you soon in my next analysis.